Hi Sagittarius, it's Power and Light Tarot coming at you with the reading. Today we have another bombshell reading, and today we have an extended reading that will be your person's reading, right? Whoever they are, and that will be for the members. Yes, it will be for the members. So let's see what we have, and that will be the next video after this one. And I will pin the astrology video I did for all the 12 signs. And based on the Taurus full moon of yesterday, which is a really important full moon because of the Uranus conjunction, right? Uranus brings in changes, unexpected events, surprises, things like that. And when it is conjoining or joining forces with the full moon, for sure, there's going to be unexpected events, right? That we cannot control, and that's just how it is. That's why it's a very important full moon. Full moons are already about endings and new beginnings. Yeah, they are. So really interesting there. And we have the dry desert. All right, the dry desert means that you realize that something is just dry and it's time to move on. Yeah, there's nothing here where this woman is. She's dressed beautifully, and she's standing on the dry desert, and all there is a bird in the sky and these giant kind of cacti right here. So there's two of them. And there's something's dry and it's time to walk away from it in order to have stability, Sagittarius, because 31 is a number 4. The one ring circus. Somebody here kind of looks like they're single or they're walking away from something that no longer serves them, right? You can't get anything in the desert. You might get a scorpion, like in Vegas they have deserts, right? They have a desert. You might get a scorpion, and they got some Joshua trees. Those are really cool. And but these cacti over here, this is way too, right? This is way too dead. There's no life here, basically, hardly any. And we have the spark. All right, the spark is something that kind of sparks, and it's very beautiful, right? And so here she is playing a violin, and these kind of hearts are fluttering out. Let's look at the spark and see what they say. And it's a number 7, so it has to do with assessing things and thinking things over, right? Yeah, let's see what we have. And this is, you are a clear channel for divine creativity. Okay, so it's about creating something. It can be your self-expression. It can be creating a relationship. It can be creating a whole new career, artwork, whatever you are trying to do. There is a spark of creativity in you, and you have every reason to move forward with optimism and hope. All right, Sagittarius. So this can also talk about you were doing some type of a career, or maybe you're doing it now and it's time to give it up. Yeah, it's time to give it up because you have something here that you are very much aligned with that is serving your greater good. Yeah, and so open yourself up to inspiration and allow life to show you its beauty and your part in co-creating it. Yeah, we have to allow it and open up to it, because if we're afraid of it, it will never open up, right? We're putting fear on it. We put that spin on it, and so there we are, like destroying or violating basically the law of attraction. Yeah, the law of attraction means that whatever you want to come to you, you need to be in that same vibration. Yeah. So if you're putting a spin or, spinning fear onto something, that's really what you're going to get back, right? Because whatever you put out comes back. And my mom used to say that. It's like goes around, comes around. And it's really true, too. And she's kind of talking about how people like treat each other, right? But it can be anything. It can be like, yeah, if you are like working on something, or you want something for yourself, or you're in creativity mode, you're in this higher vibration, and now you are opening up divine possibilities. Yeah. Whereas if you are in fear and being negative and scared and all this stuff, then it's not going to come to you that way, right? We all know that. We've been in many situations where we were like so afraid, and most of the time, sometimes you're just afraid for nothing. But it's like if things, for example, if you want something and there's about 5 things that are different that are showing you it's not going to happen, that's probably not going to happen for you, though. That's kind of a little different, kind of veering off there, my point. But it is really all about the same thing. So this is the perfect time This is the perfect time to give birth to an idea, start a new relationship or a job, or begin any endeavor. Attraction is high as you connect with others who can co-create joyous experiences. All right, let's kind of leave that alone. This is really beautiful, and let's see what these cards have to say. And we have Judgment, and Judgment is in the reverse because these were all in the reverse. These have been here, yeah, shuffled, but the wrong way. Here's Judgment, and this Judgment is different. This Judgment is, things are ending for me. The angel came. This is rebirth, but these people are walking away, and they have clothes on, right? So, but that's not really the real point here. Is they're walking away, and their coffins are here. This Judgment, this particular version, talks about, let me be reborn and let me go live a new life and never look back. This is like the past is the past, and I'm moving on, yeah, to higher realms and better places, yeah, for sure. And let's see what we have from this deck, Sagittarius. We have the Queen of Wands. That is her, and yes, and she is in the upright. Let's have another look. The Queen of Wands is somebody who is very warm, very outgoing, intuitive, and somebody who wants to kind of like, do something for herself, for her own life, like a career or whatever. And we have also the Wheel of Fortune. And here it is. Interesting, Sagittarius, because you represent both of those, don't you? Yeah, let's look at the Queen, not the Queen, but let's look at rather the Wheel of Fortune. It's the number 10. 10s are completions, we know. They're also new beginnings, right? They're new beginnings. It's a number 1 still. And after the 10, we go to a new beginning. That's just how it is. Let's have a look at that. And the Wheel of Life. Evaluate yourself on each aspect indicated by the wheel on a scale of 1 to 10. Health, money, love, work, leisure, spirituality, etc. All right, Sagittarius. So I gave myself a 10 on all of those. Just kidding. You will be able to understand your shortcomings, what you would like, and where potential dissatisfaction lies. Okay, so this talks about kind of just taking stock of where you are in your life, right? Are you disciplined? Are you taking good care of your health? Are you, or do you have the job that you want, or are you working toward that, or the business you want? Are you having fun? Because it's important to have fun. And are you connecting to your spirituality? Because that always brings stability. That's what that brings. Yeah, once you realize that you're a divine being, you're not afraid of things, right? So somebody here has really, maybe this is you, Sagittarius, who you could have really took a good look at your life. I know I've been kind of doing that lately, for sure. Yeah, and sometimes things will come up that will really make us think about that, like health issues, or maybe people pass away and you're like, whoa, and you start to think about your own life, right? Because you're not mortal. No, you are mortal. You're not immortal, right? Yeah, you're not immortal, Sagittarius, in case you thought you were. Let's see what we have. Let's use these crystal cards because they have a message. Yeah, and another Sagittarius. Oh, she's Sagittarius rising. She sold me these cards, and she's kind of cool. That is Valencia Chan. Let's see what we have here for Sagittarius. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Anybody who really resonates with the Queen of Wands, or this, the energies in the reading, and we have growth. Look at that. And it's so cool that, green aventurine, right? And this is adventure, right? Like green, so green is representing adventures, which always represent growth, right? When we have the courage to venture out, right? And do something different and try it out, or right? Or, open to experiences, we grow. We only grow from experiences. Yeah, we might get more intelligent with the book, but you're not really growing with you grow with experiences, and that's how it is. So don't stay at home, Sagittarius, underneath the covers, all right? Don't do that, all right? So we have the affirmation here is, I am always learning, growing, and improving myself, thus increasing my value to the world. That's really true. When people increase their own value, that it spreads out into the world, and you are, releasing, or your own vibration now, which is higher, and this really helps the world. That's why they always say, let's have a meditation for peace. Like, you can do it at your own time, but they're asking everybody to do that, right? And so yeah, it really helps, right? And I feel like it does, whatever we are putting out. So let's look at green aventurine, right, which kind of looks like jade. I feel like it is. And so the green color of this gemstone represents nature and the natural progression of the universe. Yes, the universe is based on nature, and we are the nature of the universe. We are, each person, divine, right? Are you growing, improving, and learning new skills? If you're not moving forward, you are falling behind. That's true, right? Don't rest on your laurels, right? Sagittarians sometimes can do this, or people who are just intelligent or gifted, they just don't go and cultivate it. And then you look around the corner and you see somebody with, they're not quite as gifted as you, but they're over there working on them, right? And you're over there taking them for granted. And that can really happen. Yeah, that is a true part of life for some. Cultivate your gifts by investing in yourself, whatever that means. Take a course, right? Yeah, workshop or whatever, buy, invest in your school or whatever. And sharpening your skills. Green aventurine reminds you that life is an adventure. You are not truly alive unless you grow. That's totally true, right? Flourish and thrive. Yeah. And so if a plant is not growing, it will die for sure. And let's see what we have today. Let's see what we got here for Sagittarius. Yeah, let's see what we got. Yep. Let's see what we have for Sagittarius. And yeah, let's see what we have. And today we will use this deck here, and yeah. All right. So let's go ahead, and the overall energy for you, Sagittarius, is... So there may be love here. We see the spark, which can talk about creativity, but Leo rules the 5th house of love and creativity. And yeah, it's also about self-expression, which is creativity, right? For sure it is. And let's see what these cards have to say here. And we have the Magician first, and this is the overall energy. We have the Queen of Cups reversed, the Hierophant. In the past sits the World card. Look at these naked people, Sagittarius. Yeah, I don't see any organs showing up here, if you know what I mean, like reproductive organs, which is, ruled by the 2nd chakra, which is the sacral chakra. Your reproductive organs are sacral. Last time I checked, they were, right? And so this couple is naked. I don't think I'm going to get in trouble for that, but hey, let's put just let's put a little kind of right here, this little crystal here. And coming into play is the Fool. So we have the Hierophant, the Magician, the World, and the Fool. So we have 4 cards that are majors, and there's only 5, and then we have the Queen of Cups. Page of Wands showing up. The Sun is reversed. All right, and the King of Swords, Sagittarius, he's grabbing the sword for his decision, yes, or he's going to go out and fight, and the kings don't fight. They sit there, right, and they have their army go out. Yeah, I don't think they fight. Same thing in modern day, right? We just tell everybody else to, not everybody, but tell some people to go do it. Why they sit there and not worry, right? And so the Magician is in the overall energy, and it's here with the Queen of Cups reversed. This is the influential, the crossing energy. And so the Magician showing up, somebody's growing in this reading, right? Somebody has grown. And they are like open to create something. And this is you, Sagittarius. If this is your career, maybe you are doing both. Why not? Right? Usually things show up at the same time, right? Like a relationship can show up for you, a whole new career, a whole new interest or discipline or whatever you want to do, a new business, an idea. Usually these come at the same time, and that's kind of how life is. It's either feast or famine. And not all the time, but often this is the case. So in this reading, I would definitely say it's feast. It's feasty, right? The Hierophant, the Magician, the Fool, and the World. These are beautiful cards. The Sun and the Wheel of Fortune is here. 6 majors and 4 minors. And not even a minor here. We have 2 court cards. So these could be the people who are showing up here. Maybe there is a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. There could be a Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra with the King of Swords. And we have Taurus for the Hierophant. And the Fool is Aries and the Magician. And the World card is Scorpio or Capricorn, right? Yeah. In a way, the World card, we can see it as Capricorn, kind of, because Capricorn is the 10th house of achievement. And, you know, the World card talks about coming full circle. It may not always mean achieving, like it's some, you know, corporate job or something, but it does mean fulfilling your true potential and learning and leaving behind old things that don't serve you. Really becoming wiser, yeah, and kind of shutting down or closing cycles that just no longer vibe with who you are. The World card can mean that you have really reached your true potential. It sure can, right? So the Magician is the overall energy. So maybe that's what you are doing, reaching your true potential, Sagittarius, right? And you're pretty brave. You have a snake around your neck, right? In this Magician, right? He's like, oh, I don't really care. I'm a divine being. He's got the infinity sign above his head, you know, which is really number 8. And yeah, it is based on number 8, which is power, progress, and movement. And the divine hand is here. Holding the cup for him, he holds the sword, the wand, and the monkey, little monkey, kind of mischievous, right? Or mischievous, is holding the pentacle. So what this means here is that, like, you have the courage to kind of maybe laugh at yourself in life, kind of like, oh, you know, oh God, look what I did in the past. That's okay. Kind of forgive myself, or not take yourself so serious, right? Yeah, I mean, you need to take yourself serious if you're working for somebody, or even if you are, you know, you have your own business. Of course, you have to take yourself serious. But when it comes to life in general, don't take yourself so seriously. No, and, you know, people do, and they're really uptight, and something doesn't work out, and they're ready to jump out the window, and just stuff like that. That's when people take themselves really serious, and they can drop into depression and do all this stuff. So here's the monkey, definitely not taking things too serious, right? Yeah, and he's holding the pentacle, which means this is stable energy. Like, you know, you're feeling very stable, and that's how this reading is definitely looking. If this is about somebody else who possibly is in love with you, the Queen of Cups is here and we see the naked couple hugging very tightly. Yeah. And they both were working out. Yeah, they were, because you could tell by these buttocks. Yeah, and these legs. Yeah. And so that is very similar to the Magician in that this is all the 4 elements have been learned. And that is what the tarot is about. To learn the 4 elements of life. Yes, it is. And live with wisdom and understand each part of our life. And it's based on the 4 seasons as well. It's based on the air, the earth, the water. I can't think of the other one. The air, earth, water, but it is based on the tarot. All right, air, earth, water. God, I can't. And fire. Yeah, sorry, you guys. Duh. And that's that's for Sagittarius, right? So let's get a card though on the Queen of Cups, who is reversed. And this Queen of Cups is pretty playful. She's playing here with the dolphin. It's in the reverse. I feel like somebody was taking their life too serious and they couldn't really see what they really wanted. There's something like that here. Taking life real serious, and then they realize my life is a dry desert. So, you know, that may not be you. It could be somebody else. But there's some type of major wisdom. We see the World card. The Magician is wise. Yes, he is. Right? And the Hierophant is very wise here. Right? Yeah, I mean, the archetype of him, right? I'm not saying he is over there in the Vatican. No, don't have really an opinion on that. No. But, you know, the archetype, right? And we're working by archetypes. We are not, you know, these are not like actual, right? Yeah, the magician who is, you know, David Copperfield. No, we're not. These are archetypes of, you guys know that, right? Let's get a card on the Queen of Cups reversed, although I want to see his show. Yes, I do. And that's on my bucket list, right? We have the Ten of Wands reversed. So the Ten of Wands in this deck is about making plans. So we see the magician is definitely wants to make plans because he's all about a new beginning, because he's standing in his true power. He's brave, he's intelligent, he's intuitive, he's kind with this cup over here. He's passionate and persevering with this wand, right? He has the wand over here, right? So when we see the magician and like a new beginning here, and the Fool, and the Queen of Cups is reversed, and it's a playful energy with the dolphin, but it's reversed now, so it's not playful. It's something that is seriously and maybe not so happy, something like that. And these men are making plans. That's what this Ten of Wands is about. They're both contractors, and you know, he's the main one. He's talking to the window guy or whatever. It looks like he is. But in the reverse, this is an ending. So there's endings and new beginnings in this reading, and really interesting because that's what the Taurus full moon talks about. It definitely talks about somebody kind of changing their mind, changing their values. And we have somebody who is growing. You're growing, Sagittarius. So when we grow, we change our values, right? Yeah. And they get better. They don't, you know, get worse or, you know, weaker or funkier. No, they get better. And of course they do. We are growing bigger and better and things like that. So something goes away here. It's not exactly clear what is going away, but something does. And here's judgment. Judgment over here. Something ends. And it ends because somebody does not want to look back on their life. They're like, it's over. The past is the past. Somebody's wise here. With the Magician, the World card, the Hierophant, and the Fool, all together, right? The Fool's, it's not that he's wise, but he trusts his heart. He does, and that is wisdom in itself. Here's a King of Swords. He's wise. We have somebody you're very wise now, Sagittarius. Maybe you went through something difficult with this, some type of ending here. You could have. You could have recently gone through some type of an ending or a difficult chapter that you're like, oh, that's over, I'm glad. Could be, right? We're always growing, changing, and everybody has difficult chapters in their life. You're not going to get out without it, okay? So, yeah, you're not. So let's see. What's helping you is the Hierophant and the Moon. Look at that. So the Moon doesn't usually help. The Moon usually, because it's usually... there's not enough light really with the Moon, but when it's helping, this is like you're trusting your intuition, or somebody else is when the Moon is helping. Somebody could be very emotional about you. That's the Moon, right? Do you guys have any yeah, if any Cancerians are listening, you guys can be a little emotional sometimes, but that is a good trait, because I was reading too that Cancerians make the most money in many different careers, because they understand people. Yeah, they do. And they're nurturing. That's the whole thing. They're nurturing. So we have the Hierophant showing up with the Moon here, and this is helping you, assisting you, in your corner, got your back in some type of way here. And here is the Hierophant with it. So the Hierophant is about having faith, and we see these two kind of squires. I don't know why they're always bald. I don't know what's the deal with that. They were probably stressed out, being told what to do left and right. That's not nice. I'm not sure, but they always show them bald. What's up with that? So, you know, but here they are. He's kind of stern. This can be about lessons, learning lessons, because the Hierophant is a number 5. But it is about values and believing in something, or having faith in something. Excuse me. Excuse me for a second, Sagittarius. And so, yeah. And so, let's see what else we have. The Moon is here with it. This is somebody who also, Sagittarius, if somebody's really in love with you and they have kind of grown and with all this, and they want to be by your side, because that could be going definitely on in this reading. This can talk about, and somebody really did look at themselves, because the Wheel of Fortune is all about taking a good look at yourself. Yeah, rating yourself, right? Just give yourself an A, Sagittarius. Why not, right? A plus, right? And the growth card is here. So in the world card, it's all about growing. It's about coming full circle in your life, like your true potential. And so, and these people are loving each other. Yeah. So if somebody loves you here, they're a little bit emotional about whether or not you're going to have faith in them. That's what's going on in this reading. And we're going to show what that's about in the extended. So one moment. Getting a little warm. Is it? All right, so let's continue, you guys. We have another Sag over here who is being annoying, just teasing. Let's look in the past here. Somebody who has Jupiter in their chart, though. It's a Pisces, really. So here we have the world over here. Let's look at the past. The past, the world card showing up. The Queen of Swords accepting the Queen of the wreath of glory. Yeah, she's not accepting a queen. And so, you know, she's accepting the winning wreath, right? The crown. The crown has to do with wisdom. It has to do with like a new beginning. It has to do with being blessed. And she put the sword down. She's not discerning. So in the past, this is acceptance, right? Yeah, acceptance is so important. And so showing up. Sorry, you guys. So showing up in that past, the world and the Queen of Swords, this is definitely somebody who accepted that they needed to grow. That's what's going on. Maybe it's you, Sagittarius. Hey, you know what? The moment we accept that, but not with the naked couple here, because these are 76 card deck, and this came out right in the beginning. Somebody's in love with you here, and you may be going through a growth spurt yourself, where you're like, hey, I want to do that, and I'm going to go do it. Or maybe taking really good care of your hair, right? That's important. No, I'm just kidding. Your health, yeah, your hair is important. Your health, right? I just said that as a mistake. Your health, your job, your family, your whatever, right? Just taking good care. And so that can be going on in this reading after kind of some type of appreciation. Yeah, there's appreciation in this reading. That's beautiful. So here's the Fool. This is coming into play. This is a brand new adventure for you. And we have this card, Aventurine. I really like that name, that they named that crystal. And you know, green, it talks about growth, but it talks about fertility as well. Yes, it does. Yeah, for sure it does. And so the Fool, let's get a card on the Fool coming into play. Maybe there's an Aries approaching you. Could be Five of Cups. And the Five of Cups is showing up in this placement here. And there's actually 4 cups standing, which is really interesting. But the number 4 is about stability and security. And like all is well, basically. And the 5 is an ending or grieving. And he is pretty sad here. And so, you know, this cup kind of can represent one person or just one thing that leaves here. It could be, maybe it's an addiction, but I mean, these cards really don't talk too much about that. But there's growth here, and that's the whole point, right? Yeah. And yes, and the 5 is, this is a whole new adventure and a whole new chapter. And maybe there was some regret in this reading. There could have been. Because we see the growth, and when people grow, that's when they start to go, whoa, dude, I shouldn't have done that. Or why wasn't I doing that? Why wasn't I off, you know, honing my skill or my career? Something like that. But this isn't about regret. It's about growth, beauty, maturity, and love. That's what this is. And abundance, like creative self-expression as well. It could definitely be. And the Page of Wands is in the near future. This is a new... it's a new path, and he's really kind of on his knees, kind of really hoping for that. So somebody's here is hoping, or you are, for this new path. Nothing wrong with that, right? And it looks like you have everything supporting you, Sagittarius. Your birthday's coming too. It's your birthday, and when the sun is in our sign, any sign, when the sun's in Scorpio now, but so for Scorpios, the sun's shining on them, giving them warmth, protection, growth. a courage, leadership skills. Yeah, it's very good when the sun is in your sign. And so it gives you clarity as well about your life, right? Here's the sun reverse. Speaking of the sun, and we have the baby here. And so the baby is, is usually here, or the toddler, or the child. And the sun is like, letting all this warm rays out. And here is the horse. This is about freedom. In the reverse, it's about somebody either has their freedom, and this is showing up in the advice. So the sun can be a brand new beginning, and it can be like in the advice can be about clarity that you've kind of already received. But I feel like this more has to do with this Five of Cups. Something sad goes away here, or some type of it could simply be, let me throw these kind of old values out the window. We do have the Hierophant, and as I mentioned, the Taurus full moon is about that. And we have the Eight of Pentacles with it. This is kind of devotion, and there's darkness somewhere. And it's right here. There's darkness or an ending or just something. Remember, we have the Ten of Wands reversed, and it's about somebody who cancels their plans with somebody. That's really what that's about when we talk about love. They cancel their plans. So the Five of Cups is an ending. Yeah, and the sun, what number is the sun in the major? And this is a 19, which is about 2, which is a number 2, which can be about 2 people. Or decision, right, a choice. King of Swords is in the environment for you, Sagittarius, with the Four of Pentacles. They're giving all their money away, yeah, to this kind of king here. Try not to look at his face, I'm not happy, but the King of Swords is grabbing the sword. I'm making this decision. This is in your environment. This is executing, like acting on a decision. That's what this is. And, these men are giving all these pentacles because it's showing up like that. Whoops. Because this is somebody wants to hold on to you. Or you're holding on to your abundance, or you could be holding on to your values here in your environment. And values are important in this reading because of growth, right? When we don't have any values, sometimes it could be that we really need to grow, right? It's almost kind of like, in a way, this is kind of a, if you don't believe in anything, if you don't believe in something, you'll stand for anything. And it's kind of like that, right? It's kind of like when you have values, like what's important to you, and so you just don't believe any old thing that comes in front of you. You're like, well, no, not really sure. Yeah, and let me think about that, right? And Wheel of Fortune, in the hopes and fears. Let's get a card on it, and that's you, I believe. Eight of Swords and execution. This is an ending, and the Eight of Swords is let me stop suppressing myself. Let me stop holding myself back in my life. And this beautiful looking woman gets walked to her death. So this is an execution, and this is in the hopes and fears. Something ends, Sagittarius. Maybe you are ending something in your life, and you are definitely hoping that that ending will open up new possibilities for you. Somebody could be ending a relationship with somebody and hoping that that ending will kind of render you maybe into their kingdom, or bring you closer to them, or make you see that possibly they have grown, because this World card with the Queen of Swords, she's already wise, the Queen of Swords. She was born smart. She went to the great schools, and if she didn't, she studied on her own, and became a real star, right? In the intellectual world. Here's the world with it. This is maturity. So we know here that if this is about love, it's because somebody has grown, and they're like hoping that basically that you're going to be like, you'll be willing to like listen to them, or take them into consideration, or start a relationship with them, something like that. And we know something goes away. We have the dry desert, and we have the execution. And in the potential outcome, this is showing kind of a threat. That's kind of what this card talks about. This is really the wounded warrior, and he's trying to do his best to keep the wolf out. So there's some type of, I feel like this person is like worried, or you're maybe worried that something will come in. But I feel like really what it was is that something needed to end here. Remember, we have canceling of plans here with this card. And so, you know, this really is all about, we saw the execution. This is about, I felt threatened that, so I needed to end something. Like I needed to grow up possibly, but I felt threatened. Somebody felt threatened without your love. And they knew that they had to either grow up, man up, woman up, or end something in their life in order to make themselves available and step onto this adventure with you. Honestly, in this reading, Sagittarius, I feel like this has to do with somebody who has grown up, and it can be too that you are growing leaps and bounds, and now you're really able to step forward in your true power. Because we start with the Magician. Yeah, it's definitely true power as the overall energy. So we're going to go to the extended because that will be your person's reading, right? This person that you're over here hugging, this naked couple. All right, thank you so much. And that will definitely be in the for the membership content.